saying all this stuff. So again, 1,000 billion trillion % recommend for you guys to take your test tomorrow. Today we're reviewing. I would recommend you guys take your test tomorrow. If you guys want, you could postpone and take your final either Monday or Tuesday. But then this way, for those of you guys who, finish the final and you're happy with your grade, you guys don't have to come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, obviously not Wednesday. But you do have an exit ticket for attendance purposes that you guys need to take and have done by noon on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, it'll just be an exit ticket. The exit ticket for Wednesday is going to be special. It's going to be a message from me. And it's going, you'll have two options. You'll either click on the button that says bye, or you can write me a message telling me, something. Remember, I still see you guys fourth quarter, so don't say anything mean. Or if you have suggestions like, hey, I would recommend you do this next time, whatever. But if you have a D or an F, you still must come to class Monday and Tuesday. Unless you fix your grade and get catched up to at least a C, then you don't have to. All right. So you guys can make next week as easy or as hard as you guys want. But you need to take that final and all of that stuff. So any questions with the final? Thumbs up if we're good. Clap if you're still a little confused. All right. So again, I would recommend you guys take your final tomorrow. We're gonna, oh, you're confused on what? I don't know what you would be confused about. So can you put that in chat, like what you're confused over? Or unmute yourself and tell me. Look and watch and take notes on your review. After we're done with the review, I'm going to ask you guys like who's going to take the test and who isn't. All right. I just want to get a feel for how many people are going to be taking their final tomorrow. And then that's it. Again, all assignments are technically going to be due no later than Tuesday. Tuesday, 4 p.m. at max. I would love to be able to, once class is over, for me to give you guys your grade. So I'm going to give you guys your grade on your final. And if you're happy with that, let me know I'm happy with this, so that I can mark down that you're not going to, that you're basically done with the class. If you're not happy with this and you're going to be keeping, you're going to be working on other assignments, or want to retake a test or a quiz, or want to retake that final, then let me know that too. Again, when you guys take your final. But the next few days is on you guys on what you guys want to do. Okay, so let's get started with the final. Well, the review for the final. You're gonna go into classwork, and then you're gonna go under final review due Thursday. All right, final review due Thursday. Some of you guys have done it, but not 100%, or you didn't get it correct, like 100% correct. And even if you did, I would probably recommend you guys still stay, because I'm going to be walking you guys through each and every one of these questions, and you might learn something different on some of these. So I would recommend that. I'm going to stop sharing this so that I can share my iPad. All right, so let's get started with our final, or with our review. Emmanuel Garcia, good morning. We are doing our final review in Google Classroom. You should have paper and pencil so that you can write yourselves notes. Again, you guys are able to use these notes on your final while you're taking it. All right. So you're going to obviously start with putting in your name. So I'm going to put in Doc Brown. This time the periods are correct, unlike last time. So I'm going to click on period 2. Give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready to move on. Clap if you need more time. I see a clap. Give me a thumbs up once the clap is now ready. Now, guys, as we're going through this, if there is a part that you guys do not understand, either unmute yourself, put it in chat, and be specific on what you guys don't understand, so that I can help you. Remember, this is the last time that you have to be asking me these questions before you take your final tomorrow. So keep that in mind. Do the best you guys can. And let's get started. All right. So I'm going to hit next. Now, for this, you guys will have 3 questions on equations. So this is a review for that part. We did not cover how to do equations that have an X and a Y. Because of that, I'm going to show you guys how to solve it. It is not difficult at all. Not even close to being difficult. But it will be an extra credit question. I will let you guys know that now, because it wouldn't be fair to count this question against you if, you know, we never actually really covered it in class. So this is how it works. We have 4x plus 5y equals 15. Now, as I'm going through this, if any of you guys want to, no, I'm not letting, no. You guys can wait till tomorrow, and I would like you guys to pay attention to the notes and stuff, because you might have gotten almost every question right. But it's important for you guys to like go through and listen to all of the parts, because yeah, no, you need to listen. It just, yeah. All right, so the difference between this type of question is that it's asking you guys to solve the equation for y, not for x. So this is what I'm solving for. All right, so I'm going to move the x over to the other side. So I'm going to move the other the 4x to the other side. As I'm going through this, if any of you guys want to retake your test or a quiz, I'm going to review how to do the steps. So for instance, step 1 would be to subtract 4x to both sides. I'm going to review this. Is this going to be on your final? No, not the steps. All right, but if you guys want to retake your unit 1 quiz or your unit 1 test, you need to remember how to do that. So I'm helping you guys just in case you guys want to retake that. So my 4x's go away. I'm left with 5y equals Well, the 15 doesn't have an x, so I can't add them together because they're not like terms. So I'm just going to put them side by side with the x in front. And I'm going to put plus 15 because the 15 is a positive number. So far, thumbs up if you guys get this, clap if you guys don't. So far, what we've done. Okay. Next step. We still need to get this y by itself. So I'm going to get rid of the 5. So I'm going to divide both sides by 5. So what's step 2? Divide by 5. So I get y equals negative 4x plus 15 divided by 5. And that's it. This would be your answer. You're not typing that in. You're going to take a picture of it. All right. Now, here's the deal. There should be one more step to this equation. All right. One more step to this equation. Does anyone know what I should be doing right now?
Divide that 5.
But it doesn't go into 4.
It goes into 15.
Okay, so then a couple of you guys know that. So then I can I could accept that from some of you guys. So I see the few of you guys telling me to, you know, I can simplify it. So for this class, I will accept that if you guys know how to simplify it. So the negative 4x will still have the 5, but the 5 can be simplified by the 15, and you can put plus 3. So I'll accept that for this class because you guys actually knew. Photomath does that. So that's normally not something that we cover in this class. We cover it like next year, is simplifying it to that extent. All right. Just be careful. Photomath does it a completely different way than what I'm teaching you guys. So if I don't see it similar to this, then I'm going to know that you guys use Photomath. All right. So be careful on how you guys are doing this question. All right. Don't use Photomath. Just use your regular brain. Right. So for this one, you see how it says to add a file. I'm going to click on add a file. I'm going to click on select file from your device. And I'm going to click on the second option, which is take photo or video. And then I'm going to take a picture of this. And then I'm going to show you guys my Christmas tree. And then I'm going to show you my kitty cat. Isn't my kitty cute? Kitty kitty. Where's my kitty kitties? So yeah. So I'm going to take this picture. And I'm going to say use photo. And then upload. Now, for those of you guys who have a computer that doesn't have a camera, that's completely fine. You guys can always send me a message on your iPad separately, I will have an extra spot tomorrow to like be able to upload it. You can attach the picture separately on the assignments. You can just add a file. That's completely fine. You guys, there's different ways that you guys can give me this picture. But if I don't see the picture, you're obviously not going to get the point for this question because I'm not going to see your answer. All right. So any questions with this first question? Thumbs up if we are good. Clap if there's something that, you know, I need to help you out with. All right. Again, this is your exit ticket for today, so please make sure you are following along, because there is no other exit ticket. Now all of a sudden, can I see it again? All right, so now we have negative 4x minus 5 equals 15. It's almost identical to the one on top. Again, I'm going to help you guys out for those of you guys who want to retake a test, and we're going to go through all the different steps that we can have. So I need to solve for x. So I need to get rid of that negative 5. So I am going to add 5 to both sides. So step number 1 is to add 5. I bring down my 4x. My 5s go away. 15 plus 5 gives me 20. After that, get rid of this negative 4x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4x. That looks like a 9. Or divide both sides by 4, negative 4, I mean. So what's step 2? Divide by a negative 4. So then I get x equals negative 5. Now, a lot of you guys have been messing up and only putting 5 down. So some of you guys that did this already, you only wrote 5 instead of a negative 5. If on your final, you guys put a 5 instead of a negative 5, I have to mark it wrong. I've been giving you guys a break. It should already have the. Did you turn it in? No. So if it's asking you guys for permission, then that means that you are not in your district email account. So make sure that when you click on like, you see how I have that green circle with the Y? Click on that, and it should have your district email. If it doesn't have your district email, yeah. Oh, someone asked, why is it negative when the 20 is positive? Because I have a positive 20 being divided by a negative 4. And when we're multiplying or dividing, a negative times a positive or a negative divided by a positive is going to give me a negative. What you're thinking of is when you're adding or subtracting, you keep the sign of the bigger number. So yeah, you just need to remember the 2 different rules. One is for adding and subtracting, which is the one that you're thinking of. And then one is for multiplying and dividing, which is this. All right. And all of you guys always mess up those rules. So when adding and subtracting, you're going to keep the sign of the bigger number. Multiplying and dividing, you have to follow the rule. Negative and positive, negative. Positive and positive, positive. Negative and negative, positive. All right. Any questions with this one? Thumbs up if we're good, clap if no. Awesome. All right. The last question is similar to the sticker question that we did way back in Unit 1. It's similar to the test that we took. So it says Ruby has $130 saved. So we know that we're starting with $130. So we start. All right. She is saving $15 more each week. So we know X is going to equal weeks because it says each. All right. What operation are we using? We're going to be adding because it says that we're saving. All right. And then how many weeks will she have will she have $400 saved to buy her new phone? So read the story. As you're reading the story, write it down. She started with $130. She's saving, which means add. Adding what? $15. How often? Every week. And when do I want it to equal? I want it to equal $400. All right, super simple. Another way to know if you're either adding or subtracting is look at the final number. Is the final number bigger than what you started with? Then you're probably adding. Is the number smaller than what you started off with? Then you're subtracting. All right, that's an easy way to remember if you're adding or subtracting. But again, look for keywords. It says that she's saving. Saving means that she's adding. So far, are we good with this equation? Thumbs up if yes, clap if no. Again, I just want to make sure that you guys are all good this entire time. All right, so that we understand all of it. All right, so from here, whoops. I need to solve for x. So I'm going to get rid of the 130 first. So subtract 130. So step 1, sub 130 from both sides. The 130s go away. I get 15x equals 400 minus 130 is 270. I think, let me just double check. Yes, 270. All right. After that, we can now divide both of these by 15. So what's step 2? Divide by 15. And I get x equals 15 goes into 270, 100, 18 times, not 100, 18 times. Can you use a calculator? Please use a calculator. You don't have to do this all by hand. Like, I have a calculator right next to me. Well, I have my phone right next to me, so I'm using my calculator. How are you going to write your answer? Guys, just write the number. You don't have to write, it'll take her 18 weeks or 18 weeks or anything like that. Just write the 18, right? You don't have to write anything else, just the number. If you get a negative for your answer, you did something wrong. You should not get any negatives when it comes to this word problem. So put yourself a little note. I should not get negatives for that question. All right. Now, there is another way that you can do it. It is a lot longer than doing it this way. I'm not going to go through the entire way of doing it, but what you could do is you can start off with 130 and then add 15, and that gives you 145, then add 15, then add 15 until you get to 400. And then you'll notice I'll do like 1, 2, 3, all the way until I get 18 different 15s. All right, that is the long way of doing it. Or you can just solve a 2-step equation and be done in 2 steps. All right. Thumbs up if we are good on this page. Clap if you need more time. Awesome, awesome. So I'm gonna hit next. Give me 1 second. I want to check on something. So some of these questions should look familiar. So let me help you guys out with some of you guys that got these questions wrong. And I'm not going to say where they are. That way, you know, those people who haven't done it yet don't know what I'm talking about. Look at question 1. The majority of you guys got this question wrong. And this was the extra credit. Is this a function? Yes or no? Thumbs up if yes, clap if no. Is it a function? Yes or no? Yes, it is a function. All right. Why is it a function? Look at your inputs. I have 1, 3, -1, and 3. I have 2 3s. So why is this a function? Because when I look at the output, 3 gives me 15, and then 3 gives me 15 again. So it's the same output. So this is a function. All right. Laura, good morning. We are working on our unit, our final review. This is being recorded, so if you want to catch up, you can catch up to us here. We only did 3 questions so far, and then you can catch up to us here on this part, and then I can go back and show you what the first 3 answers were. But get a piece of paper so that you can write yourselves little notes on it as well. Let's look at question 3. Now, if you look at question 3 and you look at question 1, and then you're like, wait a second, both of them are almost identical other than the outputs, then that should have been a red flag that one of them is probably going to be a function and one of them is not going to be a function. So let's look. I have, again, 3 and 3, but if I look at my outputs, 3 gives me 9 and then 3 gives me 12. This one is not a function because there's 2 different outputs. All right. Let's look at 3. Take your pencil or your finger, draw a line going down, and each time you draw a line going down is called the vertical line test. You should only touch the line 1 time. So if I do that, is question 3 a function? Thumbs up if yes, clap if no. Yeah, so question 3 should be a function. So we mark it as a function. What about question 4? Is that a function? Yes or no? So again, you still take your pencil, go and draw your lines down. And then, yeah, question 4 is also going to be a function. Now, question 3 and question 4, the majority of you guys got that. Question 2, the majority of you guys got that. Question 1 was the one that was like, but then there was 5 and 6. And I had specifically told you guys these exact answers when we were doing our deck toy. And I said, put it on a sticky note, put it behind your iPad or something, because you guys are going to need that for your test. And a lot of you guys forgot it. So think, all right? I am at a school computer and I type in the person's first name. Now, look at this class. I have 2 Jose's. I have 2 Emanuels. Am I going to get just one person's ID number if I just type in Jose or Juan or Jessica or Emily? No. I'm going to get a whole bunch of different ID numbers because there's a bunch of people at our school that have that name. All right. So is 5 a function? No, 5 is not a function. But what if I did the ID number? Kind of like, your social security number. If you type in my social security number, whose name is going to pop out? Is it mine or is it a whole bunch of people? It should only be mine. All right, same thing goes with your ID card. ID number is the best way to be able to tell if something is a function, because only one person should have that number. So the ID number should have been a function. Now, are you going to have these same questions on your final? No, but it'll be something similar. So once you have these answers, give me a thumbs up that you're ready to move on. Clap if you need more time. Okay. Now, in order to do this part, you must read the story, because it's going to ask you very specific questions on the story and the graph that you guys see. And the graph you'll see on every single question. So let's read the story. It says, Doc wanted to start working out because she was getting too fat. So she decided to take a run to the park a few streets away from her house. She started to run down the street. Then she started to get tired and slowed down another street. She felt like she was going to die once she got to the park, so she stopped to rest. She decided she likes being fat and walked back home. Isn't that a lovely story? It's a great story.
Fuck. Oh my god.
You're the only one in like all of my classes that has made a comment. I've said this story and all I've heard is cricket, cricket, cricket. Like, I thought it was hilarious.
Okay, well, I guess.
So, let's review the story. I start running. So if you notice on A, my incline is pretty steep, all right? So because I'm running and I'm running a farther distance in less amount of time. For B, it shows that my incline is a lot less because I started walking because I started getting tired. Once I got to the park, I rested. So that's C. C is the time that I'm at the park and I stop to like catch my breath. And then D is when I'm coming back home and I'm walking. So all of that distance is at a nice even pace. All right. So keep that in mind. I'm running, I'm walking, I rest at the park, and then I'm going back home. So question number 1 says, how far is Doc's house from the park? Include correct units. So this time, unlike your test, it actually has, the units. So distance is going to be in meters, and then time is in seconds. I understand that this isn't very realistic because I can't run that fast. But yeah, this says I only ran for like 15 seconds. That's like me running to like my door. So you can't really go anywhere in 15 seconds. But someone wrote down it took her 15 seconds. That's time. I'm asking for distance. How far? That's how you can tell. Not how long. How far did she run? So how far? It's what? It's 20. So we know that C is when I stopped running, is when I got to the park. I stopped right there to catch my breath. So I'm going to go at the very beginning of C. So that little point right there. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to notice that it's at 20. All right. So what's my answer? It's going to be 20 M. Okay.
What is M?
M stands for meter. Meter is like 3 feet.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, how are you going to run?
Yeah, it's not realistic. But even in meters, that's not realistic. So yeah, that's 20 meters. Yeah, that's not realistic because 20 meters is 60 feet. So
15 seconds.
yeah, in 15 seconds. Plus that also says I stopped running in 5 seconds. It takes me a little bit longer than that to like start dying. Especially now, I've actually shaved 2 minutes off of my mile. I'm now at 16 minutes and 47 seconds. I am doing better. I am so proud of myself. That's my average. I'm getting there, guys. Slowly but surely. All right. So the next question. At what time did Doc turn around to go back home? That's after my break. So at what time, how many seconds did I start walking back home? So that would be the very bottom numbers. So what do you guys think? When did I start going back home?
Seconds.
At 20 seconds. So I see the C right here. At the very beginning of the C, the one that's closer to the B, that one is when I started. So the very top of when it's gonna start going down, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna notice that it's at 20 seconds. So 20, and then you can write seconds or you can write SEC. Either one is fine. Not 20S. So any questions with that one? Are we good? All right. And then 2 more. It's a 2-part question. Sorry, I had like junk on my screen. So the first question is, how many meters in all did I run that morning? Or run/walk? Someone already put it in chat. It's 40. How do you know it's 40? All right, so that's first question, it's 40. So the first question, I'm gonna put 40M. The second and final question is, how do we know that it's 40? Well, at the very beginning, you said that it was 20 meters to get to the park. Well, it's 20 meters to get to the park. I have to come home. So what's 20 plus 20? 40, all right? Another way of being able to do that, you count how long A is, which is 15, count how long B is, which is 5, and then count how long D is, which is 20. So 15 plus 5 plus 20, that's 40. That's another way of doing it. Would you count C? No, because I haven't moved. I'm resting at that time. So there's different ways that you can say 20 plus 20 equals 40. Or you can say 15 plus 5 plus 20 equals 40. Oops. Yes. There you go. You can put one of those two. You can either do, well, 20 plus 20 equals 40, or you can write 15 plus 5 plus 20 equals 40. So A is 15, B is 5, and then D is 20. Yeah. The first two is 20 meters, 20M, and 20 seconds. And then 40, and then the equation. So yeah, there's those first two, 20 meters and then 20 seconds. And then 40 meters and then 20 plus 20 equals 40. And that's your final, guys. Now, some of you guys owe me your test from yesterday. You guys can decide to, you only have half an hour, so I would probably say, you know, wait or take it today, whichever way you guys want. Let me know if you guys want to do that. Can you go back on page 2? Yes. Here is those answers. And then I have to go to page 1 for those of you guys who started. So let me know once you're done with page 2 so I can go to page 1. So as you can see, people are turning it in, so please turn it in. For all of you guys, give me a thumbs up if you're planning on taking your final tomorrow. Okay, a good chunk of you. All right, so it's on you guys. I'll show you page 4. Page 4 is I'll say page 4 because I need to show page 1. That's page 1. But page 4, it's 20m, 20 seconds. So 20 meters, 20 seconds, 40 meters, and then 20 plus 20 equals 40. Or you can say 15 plus 5 plus 20 equals 40. So 20 meters, 20, 20, 40, and then 20 plus 20 equals 40. So turn this in. If you still do not have, if you still have a D or an F, again, you guys can still, you don't have to take your final in class. Like you guys are not your final. Yeah, if you didn't take your test yesterday, you guys can take it outside of class. If you guys want to retake a test, let me know and I can open it up for you guys to take it. But other than that, you guys are free to go. Good luck on any finals that you guys are taking any other class. All right. So good job, guys.